watch something new and learn something new. Welcome to your digital classroom. I'm Saji KV and you are watching my channel, the EUREKA. The poem Television is written by Roald Dahl. This poem speaks about the negative impact of watching television on children. Especially, poet requests their parents to inculcate the reading habit in children. Thus, the poem criticizes the use of television and speaks about the importance of reading habits in children. So now, let's go through the poem. The most important thing we have learned so far as children are concerned is never let them near your television set. So, it seems the poet has made a research with his team. Team has found out the negative impact of watching television on children. Therefore, the poet advises their parents not to allow the children to watch the television. And again he goes a step further, or better still, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. And he tells the parents that not to install that idiotic box, stupid box, the television in their house. So here the poet is against the television and he compels, he insists the parents not to allow the children to watch television, and it's far better that they should not install the television set at all at home. In almost every house we have watched them gaping at the screen. It seems the poet and his team went for a research work and he found out that wherever they went, the children were sitting in front of the television, watching the television continuously for hours. They loll and slump, launching about and stare until their eyes pop out. The children idle away their time and sit idly in front of the television without any productive work, watching the television. They go on staring at the television till the eyeballs fall out to the floor. Last week, in someone's place, we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. And the poet humorously tells that last week he found in someone's house a dozen of eyeballs are lying on the ground as the children watch the television continuously for hours. And actually, the poet uses the figure of speech, hyperbole, exaggerates the truth. They sit and stare and sit until they are hypnotized by it, until they are absolutely drunk with all that shocking, ghastly junk. The children sit in front of the television till they are hypnotized, and their minds are filled with junk, useless and horrible things. Oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. They never fight or kick or punch. They leave you free to cook the lunch and wash your dishes in the sink. Then poet tells, it's true. If we allow the children to watch the television, they will sit quietly. They do not climb on the windowsill. They never fight, kick or punch, and they allow you to do the household work. They will allow you to cook lunch, wash the dishes in the sink, and do the household work. But did you ever stop to think, to wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved daughter? But have you ever thought what harmful effect does watching of television bring on your children, your beloved child? It erodes a sense in the head. It destroys the sense of the human being. It destroys the sense of the children. It kills the imagination dead. It kills the imagination of the children. The children are unable to imagine and lose their sense of perception. It clogs and clutters up the mind. It blocks, and fills the mind with the junk, the useless things. So here, the watching television blocks our vision, our imagination, and fills our mind with junks, useless things. It makes the child so dull and blind, he can no longer understand a fantasy and a fairyland. Watching television makes the child dull and blind. As a result, the child is unable to understand between the fairyland and a fantasy, unable to understand the imaginary and unreal things and the beauty of this real world. The child is unable to distinguish between the real and unreal things of this world. Child believes whatever the child sees on the television is true and correct, and therefore child tries to imitate whatever the child sees on the television, and the child is unable to understand the real thing and the unreal thing of this world. Child is unable to enjoy the beautiful things of this real world. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His powers of thinking rust and freeze. And his brain is as soft as cheese. Whatever the way the television is shown to the children, the same manner the children will act. Their mind becomes as soft as cheese. They act according to what they see on the television. Moreover, their brain becomes rust and is frozen. They are unable to think by themselves. They think the way the television wants them to think. His powers of thinking is rust and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. Thus, the child is unable to think and imagine in his own way. He merely sees and believes whatever he sees on the television is real and the truth. All right, you will cry. All right, you will say, but if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our dear children? You may ask me, if we take away the television set from our children, what shall we do to entertain our children? And please explain. We will answer this by asking you, what use the learning ones do? We answer you this question by asking you another question. What we as children in the past did to entertain ourselves, or how did the children in the past enjoy and entertain themselves before the invention of the television set? How used they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? And we would ask you, how did the children in the past entertain themselves before the invention of this monster, before the invention of this television set? Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We will say it very loud and slow. They used to read. They would read and read and read and read, then proceed to read some more. We would say to you that in the past, the children entertained themselves by reading books. They went on reading and enjoyed and entertained themselves. Great Scott, my great saint, God Scott, it is really surprising. One half their lives was reading books. It is really surprising. The children of the past spend half of their life in reading books. The nursery shelves held books galore. Books cluttered up the nursery floor, and in the bedroom, by the bed, more books were waiting to be read. And again, the nursery rooms of the children were filled with a large number of books. Their shelves were filled with a large number of books. Books were lying by the bedside, on the bed, beside the bed, and many books were lying there to be read. Such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens, whales, and treasure isles and distant shores. The children could read wonderful, fantastic, fine stories of dragons, gypsies, queens, whales, treasure islands, and distant shores. They could read beautiful stories about all these things, where smugglers rode with muffled oars, and the pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships, and elephants, cannibals crouching round the pot, staring away at something hot. And the children used to read about the smugglers who rode with muffled oars, and the pirates, sea robbers, who wore purple pants to hide their identity. And they read the stories about the ships, elephants, cannibals, who sat around the pot stirring something delicious. Cannibals are the human beings who eat the flesh of other human beings. Good gracious, it's Penelope. My God, it is really tasty and wonderful. Young ones had Beatrice Potter with Mr. Todd, Dirty Rotter, and Squirrel Nutkin, Piggling Bland, and Mrs. Tinky Winkle. And here, in the past, children used to read the stories about Mr. Todd, the Dirty Rotter, the Squirrel Nutkin, Piggling Bland, Mrs. Tinky Winkle. These were the stories written by Beatrice Potter, the favorite writer of the children. And again, just how the camel got his hum, how the monkey lost his rum. These were written by Rudyard Kipling. And Mr. Todd, bless my soul, there is Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. These were the characters in the story of Kenneth Graham. So here the children read stories of these authors, these writers. These characters were the favorite characters of the children, like the Doraemon and Chota Bheem of the present time. What books they used to know, those children living long ago, and children enjoyed reading those books in the past, and they enjoyed and entertained themselves by reading such books. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place, or you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Therefore, we request you to, we beg you to go home and throw away the television set and install a bookshelf in its place, so that children may read books more and more. Then fill the shelves with lots of books, ignoring all the dirty looks. The scream, yells, bites, kicks, the children hitting you with the sticks. Fear not, because we promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they will now begin to feel the need of having something to read. So when you throw away the television set and install the bookshelves in the room and fill those bookshelves with a lot of books, they may scream, they may yell, bite, kick, even hit you with sticks. But ignore the reaction of these children, because we promise you, when they do not have anything else to do, within a week they will start read the book and they will enjoy reading the books. And once they start, oh boy, you watch slowly growing joy that fills their hearts. Once they start reading the books, you will find that their hearts are filled with joy on account of reading books. They will grow so keen, they will wonder what they had ever seen that in the ridiculous machine, that nauseating, foul, unclean, repulsive television screen. And they will grow reading books, and they will enjoy reading books. Then they will tell you what they saw in the television was really disgusting, unclean, foul, and it was really a ridiculous, a stupid machine. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did. And in the course of time, later in the life of the children will appreciate and praise you for what you did in the past, that you threw away the television set and installed the bookshelves in its place and gave them opportunity for reading the books. And here the poet emphasizes on the negative impact of television on children, and poet requests the parents to inculcate reading habit in children. Though these days children do not spend too much time on television, they spend too much time on mobile. Therefore, poet advises us, allow the children to use the mobile phone and the gadgets judicially for their benefit alone. Excessive use of television, mobile phones, etc. are very, very harmful for the children. Thanks for watching my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Give your feedback and ask your doubts without any hesitation.